Feel the warmth the sunshine brings. Birds up high with golden wings. Linda's heart, a song it sings. Lost in wonder, wondrous things.
Hey ho! Welcome to No Panic Travels. My name's Linda. I've started this channel up because I suffer with quite bad anxiety and other issues as well that makes travel really difficult. So what I thought I would do, start a channel up just for my friends and family so that you can have some hints, advice on how I manage to book things and how then I can enjoy my holiday the best that I can.
Are you ready?
So today's video is about my favourite flight comparison website. It's skyscanner.net. I always go here first, and I found them to be the most reliable and accurate search engine out there. So in this video I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about return flights, normal straightforward, talk about multi-city flights and how to arrange those, and thirdly single flights on their own as well. So I hope you find it useful and I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, and if you can subscribe, that will help me to grow the channel and keep the videos coming. Let's get on with it. The first site that I go to when I'm researching flights is skyscanner.net. I find it to be a very useful site. It's accurate and does have the best value that I have been able to find. It's just your normal straightforward search here. So this would just be for a normal return flight. I've picked the dates. You'll notice at the top when it's fully loaded, it will show you the few days before and after your dates that you've chosen to see if there's going to be a difference in the price for you. Now here, there is a £4 difference, so you could always switch to that one. Sometimes there's a big difference, such as this one here, £468 as opposed to £418, so £50 difference depending on the fact you're travelling a little bit later. Over on this side here, I prefer to look for direct flights first of all rather than having stopovers. It just makes the whole experience so much nicer. If I can't find what I want direct, then I'll go in and look at stopovers. I'll then ask for it to search for me on the cheapest first, just like this. And here we go. This is a sponsored link, so it's $490. But here are your flights with Lufthansa. You've got Lufthansa, you've got KLM. Further down we've got British Airways and Air France. So many different providers of that particular route, some of which you wouldn't necessarily think that Air France would travel from London to Los Angeles. When you find the deal that you would like, you literally just select through and it will bring you onto the website of where they have found them. So we've got here World Airfares, Travel Up, Expedia, etc. And you then just want to go through and check on that individual site that the deal that you have picked is what you are getting offered. You'll notice here that this is a carry-on symbol and this is a checked baggage symbol. So you can see that there is actually no checked baggage included in those, and they're not sure about whether you get a cabin bag. Expedia here and eDreams, yes, you do get a cabin bag, but still no checked in large bag. So you can normally add those once you go through to book your flight. So let's say, for instance, we are going to go with Lufthansa because it's $495 and that will be directly with the airline, which some people prefer. I do if it's within a reasonable price range, just because your contract is then with the airline rather than with a third party. Just makes it a bit easier if there are any problems. So we'll just open it up. So just first of all, make sure that your price hasn't changed. You'll find that on the right hand side, it normally gives you a breakdown of what it has thought that you're looking for. Now, if you go down a bit further, you'll see here that you'll need to upgrade to the economy basic, so an extra £110 in order to get your checked baggage. So although these prices do seem pretty good at first glance, you have to factor in that 9 times out of 10 It does not include your checked-in baggage. Sometimes that's cheaper to book with a completely different supplier. Sometimes it's cheaper to book it, say with Lufthansa, but to add that service for that £110 on. So pen and paper, sit down, write down your options so that you know exactly what you're booking and exactly what you're getting. Then you can go on to the airline's own website and you can look for their baggage sizes and their baggage weights so that you don't fret and worry that you've got the wrong types of bags and the wrong sizes. Always make sure that you take away all of the anxiety of that by measuring up and looking directly on the airline that you're flying with on their guidelines. Now, Skyscanner also does 2 other really cool options, which again I have used. So let's have a look at those.
Feel the warmth the sunshine brings.
Now we're going to look at a functionality that Skyscanner have of a multi-city route. So you literally change your type of flight here. And as we have done before, let's say we want to go from London to Los Angeles. And then we want to go from Los Angeles into Honolulu, because that's where our cruise departs from. So we'd want them to be on the same day. Our flight goes from Sydney, so we want to go from Sydney to London. And let's say we'll go on the 24th back. Okay, so as we search this time, it will come up again with all the providers around the world. Put them together and find the best options for you. So we have here the cheapest one, which again I always tend to start with, but may not be the best thing to do with this multi-city, because you might find that your flight times are very inconvenient, and if you play around with them a little bit, it may cost a bit more, but you might get a much more convenient flight arrangement. So you can see here we have a Norse flight from London Gatwick to Los Angeles, then a Hawaiian Air flight from Los Angeles to Honolulu. But you'll notice here the Sydney to Stansted has got 3 stops on it, which seems to be a lot to me. And with such a long journey, this actually takes 45 hours. So this is an example of why you wouldn't just go with the cheapest. What I would do is take out the 2 stops. So we only have the 1 stop on the way back now. So your timings are here, look. So for the 1 stop in Bangkok, from the Thai Airlines Sydney to London Heathrow flight, 25 hours. And we're just looking to see if there's any shorter flights, which it does not appear that there is. So 25 hours is the shortest. So you would pick the flights that suit you the best. So for instance, you could leave Sydney at 10 to 3 in the afternoon, or you could leave in 10 that morning, and it increases your travel time considerably and actually costs you more money. So that would be rather pointless to do that. When you click through, you again find the list of companies that are offering this service. And notice here that we're told what baggage is included on each of those flights. So what I would do at this point, rather than booking straight away with booking.com, I would go into each of these flights individually and I would look to see how much I can put them together for, because sometimes you can come out with a slightly better rate. However, if you did want to just carry on through booking.com, you literally just select, then you get all the information here with standard price, with your flexibility there. It costs a little bit more, and again you can make all the choices that you want to do. This is where you'll add all your details. So I then at this point would go to each individual flight that's been selected and look at them all individually, and then put the prices together and see if I can get the bags added or if I can get a good rate with them included. How do we do single ones? Well, let's have a little look now.
Feel the warmth the sunshine brings.
So we've looked at return flights and multi-city flights. There is another option that you can check out with Skyscanner, and that's just the one-way flight. These used to be historically very expensive if you didn't have a return flight with the same company. These days, however, it is as reasonable as a return flight. So with this one, literally don't put a return date in there. Still the same times going from London to Los Angeles. And again, it loads up all the prices for me. and we'll get the same options of saving money, depending on whether we change our dates. And you will then see your most up-to-date prices. So Norse, direct, 297, which is not bad for that flight. Or if you wish, you can go a bit later on in the afternoon, but look at the difference in the price. So really doesn't seem to be much point in doing that. And you basically then, just the same with the other ways, with the return and the multi-city, you click through, you have a look at your providers, and you make a decision. So for instance here, I have used My Trip before and they were quite good. Norse Atlantic Airways is direct with airline, so for a few pound extra you can book direct, which I would always prefer to do. And then again, if you just click, it will just take you through. You go onto the actual airline, you get to see all the different options of ticket type. So we've seen what the basic one is like. This one, look, we can pay a little bit more and we can have the checked-in bag, and we can have a meal service included, which you don't get with the light. So there are different advantages for whichever class you decide that you would like to fly in. So I hope this has been useful to you. I will be doing another couple of sessions about specific websites and how to make sure you've got the correct information from your airline or your travel agent. Obviously, not everybody wants to book all of these things themselves and it fills you with fear. Well, that's understandable. I have a friend of mine who is an independent travel agent, and we will be doing a session together to advise you of what she can do to help you, and then that in turn make your life a lot less stressful. So yeah, look forward to that coming up in the future. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope it's been interesting for you. And what's next? Well, we'll just have to find out. Bye.
Feel the warmth the sunshine brings. Birds up high with golden wings. Linda's heart, a song it sings. Lost in wonder, wondrous things.